Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Thursday, April 6, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money, and if you are interested in props and parlay picks, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link to our Patreon and to our new channel in the description and comments section below. Cleveland Cavaliers vs Orlando Magic. The Cavaliers have already secured the number 4 seed and home court advantage in the playoffs. While Cleveland could still get the 3 seed, it would require 3 straight losses by Philadelphia. After the Sixers' winning effort on Tuesday against Boston, I don't see that happening. The Cavs were outplayed by the Magic on Tuesday in several facets of the game, including in the paint and in transition. Orlando doesn't look like a team that wants to go out quietly, winning 5 of its previous 6 games straight up before Tuesday's loss. Its last Austrian Shillings loss was on March 14, and it hasn't lost consecutive games, ATS, since falling to Milwaukee and Utah the prior week. I like the Magic to pick up another ATS win on Thursday, potentially even winning Sue. They're 10-0-1 ATS in their last 11 when their opponent scores 100 points or more in their previous game, and the Cavaliers are 1-3-1 ATS in their last 5 after allowing 100 points or more in their previous game. Cleveland is also 0-3-1 ATS in the last 4 meetings in Orlando, and the Magic are 3-0-1 ATS in their last 4 home games versus a team with a losing road record. Our team pick is Magic plus 4 points. Cleveland plays the slowest tempo of any team in the league, and the Magic don't play breakneck pace by any means. The Cavs have found their identity in a staunch defense, and they not only guard without fouling, but they defend the paint incredibly well also. Orlando should be able to limit second-chance scoring opportunities with their strong rebounding presence, and their offense has been sporadic at best, with little regular help from their reserves. The play is the under, which is 13-4 in the last 17 between these two. Our total pick is under 223 points. Miami Heat vs Philadelphia 76ers. Miami only has 3 games left in the season, and the Heat are in a close race with the Brooklyn Nets for the 6th seed and to avoid the play-in game, and are 2 games on Atlanta for the 7th seed. Miami is currently 42-37 and 1 game back of Brooklyn, while the Heat are 16-23 on the road and are averaging 109.1 ppg, which ranks 30th, while allowing 109.8 ppg, which is 2nd in the league. Miami has been led by Jimmy Butler, who's averaging 22.9 ppg, Bam Adebayo is averaging 20.7 ppg, and Tyler Herro is averaging 20.3 ppg. Philadelphia doesn't really have much to play for in this final couple of games, so it wouldn't be a surprise to see them rest some players to get them 100% for playoffs. Miami, meanwhile, has already shortened its rotation, as these last few games are basically playoff games for the Heat, which are looking to avoid the play-in. Although the Heat's offense has struggled mightily this season, their defense is a reason why they are so good. These two teams are also 1-1 against one another, and in the game in Philly, Miami only lost by 2 points, as I expect them to keep it close here. Take Miami to cover. I also like the under, as I expect Philadelphia to play more bench players in this one and give some starters some rest, while Miami will be playing playoff-like basketball and really go all out on the defensive side. Meanwhile, in the 2 games these two teams played this season, the games combined for 206 ppg, while this season, Miami is playing at a pace of 98.5, which ranks 28th, while their offensive and defensive efficiency ranks 25th and 9th, respectively. Philadelphia, meanwhile, is playing at a pace of 99, which ranks 27th, so I expect a slower-paced game here. Finally, in Miami's last 5 games, the games are averaging 218.8 ppg, while Philadelphia's are averaging 220.6 ppg. But, as mentioned, I expect a slower-paced game, and when these two teams play it tends to be a defensive game. Take the under. Portland Trail Blazers vs San Antonio Spurs. The Portland Trail Blazers have had a season they would rather forget. Yes, there were a lot of injuries, but all teams deal with injuries. Overall, it was just a bad year as they come into this game at 33-46, 13th in the Western Conference. The Blazers are coming off a 119-109 loss at Memphis on Tuesday night. The tanking Trailblazers lost another game short-handed, a 119-109 loss to the Memphis Grizzlies Tuesday. Skylar Mays, who was not with the team 48 hours prior, led the team in points. Portland played without most of their key pieces, such as leading scorers Damian Lillard, 32.2 points a game, Anthony Simons, and Jerami Grant, and they will continue to sit everyone as the regular season comes to an end. The Spurs are in a similar boat, tanking away games in an attempt for a better pick. The only question to ask for this type of game is, who wants to lose more? I think the Spurs will put together a miserable defensive effort, and some of the young Blazers will try to make an impact in an effort to make a roster spot for another team. Take Portland. Money line. San Antonio is third with respect to pace of play entering this Western Conference snoozer against the Blazers. The Spurs continued their downward spiral toward a top 3 draft pick as they were easily dispatched 115-94 by the Phoenix Suns. Malaki Branham led the Spurs with 21 points, while Tre Jones scored 20. I expect this to be a fast-paced game, dominated by a slew of young G League-type players, attempting to make an impact and put on a show. Zero defensive effort will be displayed here, as both clubs are in full tank mode. Both clubs are near the bottom in turnover percentage, so expect a ton of easy buckets in transition, with some threes sprinkled in. Take the over with confidence. Denver Nuggets vs Phoenix Suns. Last week, the Nuggets couldn't contain Kevin Durant, who had 30 points on 11 for 15 shooting from the field in that 193 victory over Denver. The Suns dominated the Nuggets, who were pretty short-handed, playing without Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Michael Porter Jr. Jokic and Porter will suit up this time around, but Murray's eventual absence would be a huge blow for the Nuggets. I'm expecting to see a hard-fought battle, and the Suns should come out on top behind Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. The Nuggets are a great offensive team, 4th in the NBA in adjusted offensive efficiency, but I don't think they have enough firepower to slow the Suns' offense down. Phoenix is 14th in the league in adjusted offensive efficiency. However, this is a completely different team with Kevin Durant in the lineup. Our team pick is the Phoenix Suns ATS. These teams have a ton of offensive firepower and are scoring well lately, as Denver is averaging 107.5 points in their last 2 games, while Phoenix is scoring 113.4 points in their previous 5 games played. Both teams have been able to shoot the 3-ball extremely well, as the Nuggets are 4th in the NBA, with a 38.1 percentage from beyond the arc, while the Suns are 7th with a 37.5 3-point percentage so far. The over has hit in 10 of the previous 14 games between these teams played in Phoenix, so take the over in this game as well. Oklahoma City Thunder vs Utah Jazz. The Oklahoma City Thunder are desperately trying to hold on to the last spot in the play-in tournament, but their recent play has not helped. The Thunder have lost 4 of their last 5 games, including bad losses to non-playoff teams such as Charlotte and Indiana. The Thunder only have 2 games left, as they will head home to face Memphis in the season finale. In their last game, the Thunder were led by their star guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, with 32 points and 7 assists in the loss to the Warriors. Gilgeous-Alexander was a first-time All-Star this season and averages 31.4 ppg and 5.4 apg. He is the most talented player on this young Thunder team. Shai has scored 30 or more in his last 4 games, though the Thunder have only gone 1-3 in those games. Josh Giddey is a 6'8" guard who does a little of everything for OKC. He leads the team in rebounds, 7.9, and assists, 6.1 per game, while also adding 16.6 ppg. Giddey has great ball handling and passing skills for a player of his size. Jalen Williams is having an excellent rookie campaign, the 6'6" wing adds 14.1 ppg. Lou Dort is an excellent wing defender that can get stops and score, he adds 13.8 ppg. The Utah Jazz need to win all 3 of their remaining games to make the playoffs, and that might still not be enough. Even if they win all 3, if the Thunder or Mavericks win games, the Jazz will still be on the outside looking in. Utah has not been doing themselves any favors, they have lost 7 of their last 8 games. In their last game, the Jazz were led by Kelly Olynyk with 23 points in the overtime, while star player Lauri Markkanen was out with a hand injury. The Jazz are in a tough spot here, they are without 4 of their best players on the season. Their first-time All-Star, Lauri Markkanen, is out with an injury, and so are Sexton, Clarkson and Kessler. The Thunder will be much closer to full strength, their top 3 scorers are all healthy and should be motivated to win this important game on the road. Utah knows they are facing an uphill battle, they need to beat the Thunder, Nuggets and Lakers to even have a chance to get to the postseason. If this game starts to go south they may throw in the towel. The Thunder have everything to play for, they currently hold the 10th seed in the West and do not want to let the Mavericks jump them for that spot. Gilgeous-Alexander, Gideon Williams are young stars primed for their chance to reach the playoffs and will win big here. Take the Thunder to win and cover. Oklahoma City plays at the second fastest tempo in the league. They are young and like to get up and down the floor as much as possible to tire out the opponent. The Thunder have gone over the total in their last 2 games, scoring at least 118 in the 2 losses. Even with Utah's injuries, they have still gone over the total in 3 of their last 4 games. The Jazz put up 133 against the Lakers and 128 against the Spurs during that stretch. Both of these teams are in the bottom half of the league in defensive efficiency, so points should be easy to come by. These teams have both been cashing overs lately, and I will follow that trend. Take the over.